As a fellow Gen Xer who's watched our industry go through massive changes, I need to share something urgent with you. The H-1B program just hit a $100,000 per person speed bump. This is a policy that would change hiring incentives for at least the next year. And what I found about AI being our superpower might surprise you. Here's what I'm going to show you today. First, what this 100K rule actually does and which companies it hits hardest. Second, why this shifts the hiring math in favor of experienced domestic workers like us. And third, 3 immediate AI-powered moves Gen Xers can take right now. This could be our moment to shine. Let me break down exactly what just happened. This $100,000 bombshell changes everything. The proclamation took effect on September 21st, 2025, and imposes a $100,000 payment requirement on employers before filing H-1B petitions for many foreign workers who would enter the U.S. after that date. The restriction is set to expire 12 months unless extended. Not $1,000, not $10,000, $100,000 per person. So let me put this in perspective with some real numbers that'll blow your mind. Amazon filed over 10,000 H-1B petitions last year alone. Microsoft submitted more than 5,000. Meta hit over 5,000 too. These aren't small numbers we're talking about. If Amazon wanted to hire the same number of H-1B workers next year under this new system, they'd face a $1 billion bill just in fees. That's not including the actual salaries. That's a billion with a B. Remember, the H-1B program has an annual cap of 65,000 plus 20,000 for advanced degree recipients. This fee affects that incoming cohort. The policy specifically targets IT outsourcing companies that have been flooding the H-1B system with low-wage workers. And we all know this drill. Companies bring in cheap labor to do jobs that American workers could handle. The $100,000 fee creates a massive barrier that forces companies to think twice about every single hire. The rule mainly affects new applicants outside the U.S. Existing in-country H-1B holders and typical renewals for those already here are not the target of this fee. So if you're already here on H-1B, you're safe. The new people, they hit this massive financial barrier. Employers must obtain and retain documentation that the payment was made before filing. The State Department and DHS will verify payment during the visa process, and petitions without payment, they're going to be denied. No payment equals no visa approval. It's meant to create an audible gate that companies can't dodge or work around. Now, it's likely that companies are going to reserve that 100K for very senior, rare skills, not entry-level roles. Only the highest value foreign workers will be worth the investment at this point. Companies aren't going to spend $100,000 on someone they can hire domestically for less. They'll save that fee for truly specialized roles where they absolutely need specific expertise that's rare to get inside the American workforce. Now, let's think about this math from a business perspective. If you're a tech company, would you spend $100,000 plus salary plus benefits to hire someone new from overseas? Or would you invest that money in training and upskilling your existing American workers? The economic incentive just shifted dramatically in American workers' favors. The Secretary of Homeland Security can still grant exceptions for people deemed to be of national interest, but those exceptions will be rare and limited to cases where the skills are truly critical to national security or other vital interests. This isn't just another policy tweak that we'll forget about in 6 months. This completely reshapes how tech companies will recruit talent and who they'll prioritize in their hiring decisions. The era of cheap foreign labor flooding the entry-level tech market just got a reality check worth $100,000 per person. But let's dig a little deeper. Here's what we need to understand about why Trump chose this completely nuclear option. The administration made a bold claim that caught everyone's attention. H-1B abuse hasn't just hurt American workers, it's undermined both economic and national security, according to the Trump administration. That's a pretty serious accusation, but the numbers that they have back it up in ways that might surprise us. The proclamation notes foreign STEM worker numbers grew from 1.2 million to almost 2.5 million between the year 2000 and the year 2019, while overall STEM employment rose 44.5%. The foreign share in computer and math occupations rose from 17.7% to 26.1% over that period. Here's how the system actually worked before this change. Companies could hire foreign workers at significantly lower wages than Americans. A study cited in the proclamation estimated a 36% wage discount for H-1B entry-level positions versus full-time traditional workers. Think about that for a second. Companies were getting the same work done for 2/3 of the price by hiring foreign labor instead of training Americans. The uncomfortable truth hits even harder when you look at what happened to entry-level American tech workers. They got systematically priced out by cheaper foreign labor. Computer science and computer engineering majors were facing some of the highest unemployment rates among college graduates aged 22 to 27. These unemployment rates were more than double those of recent biology and art history grads. Let that sink in. Tech majors had worse job prospects than art history majors. Major employers filed thousands of petitions last year. Amazon filed over 10,000. Microsoft over 5,000. Meta over 5,000. Apple just over 4,000. TCS, the highest one, at over 5,500. And that really shows the scale. The administration's philosophy centers around training Americans instead of the outsourcing for profit model that dominated the last decade. Companies focus on finding the cheapest labor possible rather than investing in domestic talent. This created a race to the bottom that hurt everyone except corporate profit margins. The policy aims to preserve access to truly exceptional foreign talent while eliminating wage suppression effects. Companies can still hire the best of the best from overseas, but they'll pay a premium that reflects the true value of that decision. No more hiring foreign workers just because they're cheaper. This connects to broader political moves around bringing tech jobs back to American workers. We should keep an eye on the halting International Relocation of Employment Act introduced by Senator Bernie Moreno. If that passes, companies will face a 25% levy on payments to foreign workers for services benefiting U.S. consumers. That's another layer of protection for domestic employment. The fee isn't designed to stop all foreign hiring. It forces companies to prove each worker is worth the premium price. Someone brings skills that justify a $100,000 investment plus salary and benefits, companies are still going to hire them. But the days of cheap labor arbitrage, those days, they're done. Computer occupation unemployment rates jumped from 1.98% in 2019 to 3.02% in 2025. This coincides with increased H-1B usage. The correlation seems to be pretty clear. So with these shifts in incentives, what happens to entry-level U.S. grads and mid-career professionals? Companies facing these massive fees, they're going to need to make some tough choices about their workforce strategy. Your AI superpower moment has arrived. The answer lies in recognizing this policy shift, the fact that it creates the biggest opportunities for Gen X tech workers in over 20 years. Remember when companies told us we were too expensive and too old to compete? Well, that math just flipped completely upside down. Companies facing a $100,000 fee, they're going to desperately need to maximize their existing American talent. They can't just hire cheaper workers from overseas anymore. They need to squeeze maximum value from the people they already have. And that's us. They could wait out the one-year policy and hope it doesn't get extended, but who wants to gamble on that when there's work to be done right now? Here's the thing that might surprise you. While some people worry AI will replace workers, it's actually becoming the great equalizer for experienced professionals like us. A 2024 Deloitte survey found 51% of workers aged 55 and above, they say AI makes their jobs easier by automating their routine tasks. We're not competing against AI anymore. We're partnering with it. AI can do the heavy lifting. We bring the judgment. That combo is what companies are going to pay to retain. Experienced workers bring institutional memory and practical judgment AI can't replicate yet. And businesses now need trainers and checkers more than an army of coders. AI becomes our superpower in very specific ways. We can train AI systems based on our experience. We supervise automation projects because we understand the business context behind it. We provide the human judgment that AI lacks. Voice to text, smart scheduling, data analysis. These tools free us up to focus on strategy and decision making. Companies are going to be shifting from hiring cheap foreign labor to investing in AI-enabled American workers who can do more with the AI tools. After all, why pay $100,000 plus salary for a new foreign worker when you can upskill an experienced American who already knows your systems and culture? Piers Linney from Implement AI calls AI a leveler and says anyone can acquire new skills and become an expert. He emphasizes that those who master AI will remain in gainful employment regardless of our age. That's our ticket to staying relevant and valuable. Okay, here are my 3 immediate moves you can make right now. First, if you're not already, start using Copilot or ChatGPT for drafting, for code help and summarization. Play with it now like the research recommends. Second, another really simple one is record meetings and use AI to generate notes and draft follow-ups. Both Deloitte and industry experts highlight this as super high value. And number 3, the third one, the one that I consider the most important one, is become the human in the loop for these generative AI models. Make sure that you're the person with the institutional knowledge around the business, the workflows, around the relationships with people throughout the company, so that you can put the output from the generative AI to proper use for the business needs. Now, there is a chance that some companies are just going to move high value work overseas rather than pay the fee. Both the proclamation and reporting note that risk. This balances optimism with realism and explains why proactive AI upskilling and visibility at work matters right now. So tell me, what AI tools are you already using? Drop one in the comments, I'll read them, and tell me one area at work you'd like AI to handle. The combination of higher prevailing wages and AI upskilling creates a perfect storm of opportunity. This isn't about competing with AI or foreign workers anymore. It's about becoming indispensable through AI mastery. We survived every tech revolution from mainframes to mobile cloud computing. The real question is whether you'll be ready when this massive shift starts inundating our industry. And just as a final note, if you need to expand your generative AI knowledge, check out my Gen X Gen AI course in the description. Plus, grab the free checklist with 3 prompts to start using ChatGPT at work. If you're a Gen X IT pro, comment with the AI tool that you plan to learn this month. Hit like if these tech steps helped. Remember, we've navigated every tech revolution before, and this one can become our biggest advantage yet. Till next time, stay blessed.